In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you why 99% of ChatGPT-5 prompts fail and 5 insanely simple switches that flip garbage into gold. Something strange happened after GPT-5 launched. Marketers, creators, agencies, even engineers have watched their go-to prompts turn into shorter, safer, and sometimes generic answers. No, you're not imagining it. Even I was horrified. Wasn't GPT-5 supposed to be smarter? For weeks, I tested every update, read OpenAI's new dev notes, combed Reddit threads, and here's what I found. GPT-5 didn't get worse, it got stricter. OpenAI rebuilt the model's core architecture around agent-grade precision. It now follows instructions word for word, even more than before, which is great news for automation, but terrible for lazy prompting. By default, GPT-5 uses a router to auto-assign your requests to different reasoning models. That means a vague prompt might get routed to a lightweight, fast model instead of the deep thinking one you wanted. Add in new safety filters and a tighter focus on safe completions, and suddenly your familiar prompts start producing shallow or answers that are just plain wrong. What used to take a simple prompt now needs at least 3 to 5 refinements. The truth is, if your prompts don't work, you don't even have a shot at getting GPT-5 to produce anything worth using. But the fix isn't complicated. Once you understand how GPT-5 thinks, you can get results that are sharper, faster, and far more reliable than before. My team and I spent weeks stress testing GPT-5, testing, breaking, and fixing prompts, so you don't have to. And I'm handing over our secret prompt stack right to you before everyone else figures out. In this video, I've boiled down everything we've learned into 5 dead simple prompt tweaks that'll change the way you use GPT-5 forever. These are the same switches my team uses to get outputs 10 times sharper, faster, and more creative than everyone else who's still prompting the old way. Once you nail these, you'll realize GPT-5 didn't get worse, it just started rewarding precision. Whether you're a marketer, an agency, or running a local business, this video is your shortcut to mastering GPT-5. Tip number 1, tell GPT-5 to think and work harder. Let's fix one of the biggest issues with GPT-5. It decides how hard to think for you. The router in the middle I just talked about, there's a simple way to get it to use a higher reasoning model. At the end of every prompt, all you need to do is add a simple command such as, think deeply about this and spend more tokens, or directly specify the model depth by saying, run deep research on, insert your topic, and use thinking mode. Thousands of users across Reddit say that one tweak instantly makes outputs sharper and more logical. Another thing we all know is that without boundaries, the AI rambles, and unless you want to edit a wall of text every time, you can control the output length and detail. Add a single command like, give me the bottom line in 100 words or less, for concise responses, or provide a comprehensive and detailed breakdown for longer, detailed outputs. This helps tailor responses to context and audience needs. Tip number 2, structure your prompts. So now that GPT-5 is thinking harder, let's make sure it's thinking in the right direction. We've compiled the results from our research into a list of 7 steps for constructing a perfect prompt that GPT-5 responds to. These steps outline how to explicitly mention what you want, how you want it, and what you want the output to look like. Let's break it down. Say I want to ask ChatGPT to craft a LinkedIn strategy related to AI content for the next 30 days. Instead of simply writing, create a LinkedIn content strategy for AI, which would yield a pretty bland output, let's work towards the 7-step prompt structure. First, start by giving it a role, which is the persona or expertise you want GPT-5 to embody. In this case, you are a senior digital marketing strategist in the top 5% of your field, specializing in AI content strategy and B2B social media campaigns. Then let's define the task, or what you want GPT-5 to do, stated explicitly. This looks like, create a detailed 30-day LinkedIn content strategy for my agency focused on AI-related topics. For better contextual output, we need to provide some context about what we want and the information it needs to know to complete the task. Target audience, local businesses, digital strategists, and AI enthusiasts primarily located in the US and Europe. Goal, educate, inspire, and drive meaningful conversations about AI applications in marketing. Social post format, mix of posts including articles, carousels, short videos, and polls. This is where we'd also upload documents about your business, brand messaging, etc. Then add some reasoning, which translates to how you want GPT-5 to approach the problem, including any step-by-step logic. Break down the strategy into weekly themes. Include specific content ideas with suggested formats and posting frequency. Explain why each type of content works. Set some rules or non-negotiables such as constraints or limitations. Avoid generic or overly technical jargon. Content should be practical, actionable, and backed by data. No salesy or promotional messages. Specify a stop condition. When to stop researching and deliver output. Task is complete after providing a 30-day content calendar with daily post ideas, themes, and suggested formats. Let's clarify the output style. How you want the output formatted, so in a table, markdown, step-by-step guide, image, a mini template, or JSON schema. Present the content calendar in a table with columns for date, theme, post idea, format, and notes. I've also found a shortcut that pushes the AI to ask you the right questions before it answers. Next time you're on ChatGPT, do this. Before answering, is there any other information I could provide you that would help you give me insert your outcome there, so like in this case, a better content strategy? Adding this instruction will force you to give the right context to ChatGPT, and more context always means better answers. Nailing the perfect prompt does take some practice, but luckily, Vendasta's already done most of the work for you. We built the 100 Prompts Playbook for agencies, a secret vault of the most useful, high-performing prompts across every part of agency life. Sales, marketing, HR, client onboarding, even training your own AI employees. Every prompt in here is battle-tested by real teams. These have been a game changer for businesses to craft sales emails that close, spin up client reports in minutes, and automate full workflows. So skip the guesswork and get a shortcut to the top 1% of prompt engineering for agencies. Check out the link in the description box to grab the free PDF. And tip number 3, use the prompt optimizer tool. All right, here's where it gets fun. Even if you land the perfect prompt structure, sometimes your prompt still feels off. Maybe too vague, too wordy, or just missing the spark. The good news? OpenAI has already built a fix for that. They've got a prompt optimization tool on their developer platform that literally takes your messy prompt, rewrites it for clarity, structure, and completeness, and then explains why it made those changes. It's basically ChatGPT for your ChatGPT prompts. All you need to do is follow the link I provided in the description box to access the prompt optimization tool, type your prompt into its box and click Optimize, and then you'll get an optimized version with clear instructions. But here's the real cheat code. You can also make GPT-5 do something similar inside itself. Just add this prompt at the top of your chat and let GPT-5 optimize its own prompts effectively. You are an expert prompt engineer specializing in creating prompts for AI language models, particularly GPT-5 thinking. Take my prompt and make it better. Tip number 4, feedback loop. One of the biggest breakthroughs with GPT-5 is how well it can analyze and improve its own answers, if you ask the right way. Most people just give a prompt, read the output, and rephrase it manually. But GPT-5 can actually self-critique and rewrite its own work until the result is close to perfect. This is what we call a feedback loop. Draft your answer, then review it critically, list weaknesses, and rewrite it to fix them before giving your final version. But suppose you have a more complex and nuanced task, such as creating detailed reports, coding projects, or sophisticated creative writing where the one-and-done generation falls short. In that case, you can do this by providing ChatGPT-5 with a blueprint for success before it even starts thinking. We do this with a mega prompt, where you start with a structured prompt that includes multiple layers we just talked about and detailed rubrics for self-evaluation. This layered prompt sets a precise framework that GPT-5 follows rigidly, enabling deep reasoning and self-correction. First, write your final answer to the task. Then create a detailed rubric with 5 to 7 criteria defining excellence. Self-grade your answer against each criterion on a scale of 1 to 10. Identify weak areas scoring below 8 and iteratively refine your response, focusing on those. Repeat the grading and revision cycle until all criteria meet or exceed 9. Finally, provide the improved answer along with a brief summary of changes made. Tip number 5, layer logic, verification, and honesty. If there's one thing that separates average prompts from elite ones in GPT-5, it's that most people stop after they get one answer. But GPT-5's real magic appears when you make it explain how it got there and check its own work, and clarify what it doesn't know. Here are 3 micro tweaks that turn your prompts from average to unbelievably reliable. Number 1, add the explain and verify step. At the end of any task, simply say, list your reasoning step by step, then verify each step, fix any weak logic, and only then write the final answer. This creates a built-in chain of verification, which makes GPT-5 double-check its own reasoning before presenting results. Number 2, use I don't know honesty. Tell GPT-5, if you are uncertain, say I don't know and explain what data or clarity you would need to improve the answer. This one line cuts down hallucinations and forces accuracy. And number 3, apply the ultimate smart assistant prompt. This addition pushes GPT-5 to perform like an expert in any domain. Try this once and you'll never go back. From now on, act as my expert assistant with full reasoning access. Always give a clear answer, show the steps you used, share alternatives I might not have thought of, and end with an action plan. Put it all together and you get the ultimate GPT-5 feedback pattern. Ask, explain, verify, admit, improve. When stacked with the previous tips, this final layer turns GPT-5 into a trusted co-creator that reasons, refines, and admits uncertainty before you even have to ask. That's how power users are getting 10 times better outputs with half the prompting work.